have these.
Venkappa Ghani is an engineer. After a career at IBM, he turned boundless ingenuity into botanicals. He and wife Ratna grow a veritable food forest in a 40 by 60 backyard. From childhood in southwestern India, he remembers how food trees lined the streets. When they bought their house in 2002, they chose food over lawn and back. He wove leftover construction materials into pathways of harvest.
Objective was to create a sustainable living space. That means not just the flowers. You can have the vegetables, you can have the fruits and herbs. Being a square area, hey, we'll put all the fruit trees around the fence and leave the middle portion for the vegetables.
Before planting, he engineered two 1,500-gallon rainwater gravity-fed collection tanks.
I went to buy rain barrels they used to give rebate, and the guys told me, what are you going to use it for? "Oh, I'm using it for gardening," he said. Then he said, you better off buy tanks rather than the barrels.
To learn more about growing in Texas, he became a Travis County Master Gardener and active member of the Garden Club of Austin and the Austin Organic Gardeners. He also wanted to experiment, including an olive tree, an unusual nursery find when he bought it.
I was so lucky, and I jumped on it. This is an evergreen, and it has two colors. When the wind blows, you see the gray and the dark green.
Evergreen pineapple guava sports a smaller, lovely frame for edible petals and fruits.
We just love to eat them. They have the stronger flavor of guava than the regular guava itself. We like to eat the flowers in the beginning when the flowers come. We like to eat the petals of the flower. They just taste like raspberry. And you leave the pollen part for them to become fruits, fertilize and become fruits. And the rest, you can eat the petals by themselves too. And mockingbirds love the petals.
This is a cherry moya tree. It's a tropical fruit tree, and it's also called custard apple in English, and also in our language we call it sitafal. I get few fruits, not too many, okay? But that's another adventure.
Evergreen jujube was another experiment.
People don't like planting it because roots, spread and all the suckers come. It tastes like an apple when it is green. Brown is ripe. We dry them, sun dry, and save it for future use.
I use it just like a date. You would use a date. You can use it in making date cookies, or you can use it for breakfast cereal. You can put it on the top like a sugar instead of sugar. You can use the jujube, and also you can just plain eat it, the dried one.
The Ghanis grow all kinds of fruits, nourished with homemade compost, including cold-hardy kumquat. Thorny trifoliate orange is used as a cold-hardy rootstock for grafting citrus fruits. Ghanis learned the technique, but until he grafts to this tree, they're harvesting its tart fruit. Curry tree spices up their vegetarian diet. They grow in containers to overwinter in the garage, but take a chance on two in the ground.
When the severe cold weather, even though they look like they are dead, but the root system are still intact, and they'll come back.
First you roast them in oil, then it becomes like a nutty taste to it. Then, when we are cooking, we always add the oil first, then saute the onions and stuff. So before we put the onions, we put the curry leaves, so it will become like a nutty taste to it. Because by itself, it will taste very strange to people, when you just smell the curry leaves. But we Indians love it. When you roast it, it has a different aroma altogether. And it's part of the curry when they make the powder.
Mexican native bird's beak chili peppers heat up recipes with the Scoville index akin to cayenne peppers. Egyptian spinach is another hot weather crop cultivated for both leaves and pods.
It doesn't taste like spinach, it tastes more like a okra. It's more little bit more gelatinous. The pods do look like a small tiny okra. Sometimes when they are young, I cut them and cook just like you would in a okra, the seed parts, and I do use the leaves like a spinach.
Whenever you see something unusual, even though it may not be growing here, but we take a risk, try it. Okay,
Yeah.
But sometimes we succeed, sometimes we don't. But that is how things
Yeah.
are, Even if you don't succeed, you try again.
Nutritious lamb's quarters are not so unusual.
They're being used are called as a weeds, but they're edible. And that is a new story I'm trying to picture here. That seeds itself and comes back. And same thing with your dandelions and the parsley and amaranthus. These are all self-coming, like in a forest. That is why I call it like a forest. And now I don't even plant coriander. I don't plant even lamb's quarter. Even some of the beans, they come year after year. The seeds fall, okay, and I leave them wherever I like to keep them. And they grow much better than I planted ones. Reason is they know when to germinate. And many times we are forcing them to germinate, they don't do that. And also the soil temperature is critical, and the moisture and the environment.
Warty bitter melon is a vining member of the squash family.
We make a curry out of it. We dry roast it on a skillet with a little bit of oil. Then we add curry powder and salt and pepper to it, and it's very tasty.
It's good, health-wise, okay. Especially they say, for diabetic people. And lately I heard you can make just like a potato chips. You can slice it, and fry it, and like this potato chips.
They looked into a slightly sweet, tiny melon.
We did find it in the wild in Hato, and that's where we first saw it. Then we were eating, we dropped some seeds here. They are coming here by themselves.
And you can eat the whole thing, including the skin and the seeds. And it's like pop in your mouth, and it's mouth-watering.
Ornamentals for pollinators cross borders too, including shrubby Mexican firebush and tropical bromeliads. For garden design engineers, though, it's a never-ending experiment.
And then see, hey, where can I transplant, where it is better suited. Actually, sometimes we tried 3 different locations, same plant, see where it does good.
For the Ghanis, any spot offers a chance to try something new, and every container an exploration into worldly education.
Now it is becoming the global thing. But if you adapt whatever it is we can grow, do it. Okay, because we are adapted to certain things, but we don't want to go beyond that. But we try to learn, see what is there to be, explored.
I didn't know what broccoli was until I came to this country. We did not have broccoli, but first I was like, should I try it or not? I was afraid, but then I tried it, it's very good. But now in India, broccoli they are growing, and they are growing lettuce in the dry area like ours even. Although we say, oh, this country, that country, but you see the food is how you explore it. The world is together now, you see.